Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. Now, when I was younger, we were graced with some amazing Saturday morning cartoons. Darkwing Duck, Gargoyles, Pirates of Dark Water, DuckTales, so many great shows with so many wonderful soundtracks. The tradition of the Saturday morning cartoon usually packaged some wonderful animation with some sort of engaging story that sometimes taught some form of life lesson like be kind to strangers or some such. So when I was emailed by the developers of this game asking if I would be willing to review it, I jumped at the chance. Now, granted, mostly that is due to the fact that I'm a small channel and I don't get review copies very often, let alone one before a game is released. I mean, let's be honest. A game based on the style of a Saturday morning cartoon, not really something that I could find myself getting into normally. However, as with any game, I chose to give it the good old college try and powered through. And what I found actually surprised me a little. But before we get into the game and its options menu, I'm going to do something a little bit different that I haven't done in a review before, because I just thought it was so awesome that I had to show you guys. And I know this is a little bit odd and different, but I'm actually going to show you guys the trailer for the game that they made. This really showcases the Saturday morning cartoon feel of the game, and it just oozes charm, and I loved it. This actually made me want to review the game right here. So let's take a quick look at that, and then we'll jump right into the options menu.
Episodic? Is that you?
Where on Randall's name have you been?
Episodic? What's going on?
It's my map.
Hello, sir.
Time travel has made me feel really ill.
It's a half-eaten sandwich. Looks tasty. Well, you know, for emergencies. Ahoy, Captain! Is he talking about me?
Yes, I believe he is.
Alright, man, wasn't that an awesome trailer? Man, I loved that so much. Okay, so here we have the options menu. Speech volume, music volume, sound effects volume, resolution. We have all the standard resolution, although unfortunately we are missing 4K resolutions. And then we also have full screen and subtitles, and that's it. Very bare bones, dry options menu, but sometimes with specific games you can actually give some of the more robust options menus a bit of a pass, as it would be just completely unnecessary and unneeded, such as games like this where you're dealing with hand-drawn art style that is meant to be cartoonish and in that style and vein, and so having, you know, your choice of anti-aliasing and ambient occlusion options and things like that just really aren't necessary. Now, the options menu we have here for this type of game is actually enough, except I do, as always, point out that, hey, there isn't a colorblind option. There should be a colorblind option. There should always be a colorblind option. Other than that, though, it's a functional enough options menu, and I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think there would need to be much else included, except I would love to see 4K resolutions added into this. Now, The Secret Monster Society is a comedic adventure game with some light puzzle elements that, as I said before, is based on the style of cartoons from the 80s and 90s. Now, in this episodic game, you play as the little red scamp Blythe Dalric, who gets woken up suddenly by strange lights in the night sky and decides to find out what caused them. Now, through the course of the game, you are confronted by several different areas with varying types and difficulties of puzzles. Now, the puzzles themselves are not overly complicated, and the game itself is very fit for children while not overindulging in simplicities so as to leave something to offer for adults as well. Now, the gameplay is point and click and relies on fairly standard mechanics for a game of this type, where you have one or more items that are used to complete a puzzle or task. Some are combined in the drop-down inventory at the top of the screen, while others are combined by dragging the objects onto their intended destinations. In addition to that, there are some puzzles involving dialogue, and all of it is tied into a new and admittedly fairly interesting world. Now, the world itself is somewhat of a Monsters, Inc. style basis, where monsters are from another world and or dimension, but interact with humans in the real world. Now, although in this world the monsters are in charge of people's dreams, which is something to which they consider to be a great honor and duty. Now, your character Blythe is even studying at Dream Elementary, a somewhat uninventive naming convention, but the writing and portrayal of the world and its characters are well done here. Now, the graphics are done in an art style that really denotes the whole Saturday morning cartoon experience and is very well done here. Artistic and clean, the game shows off a slight lack of seriousness that is a must for this style of game. Now, in addition to that, the voice acting has to be brought up. The game is fully voice acted with a diverse style of characters, and the fact that the voice acting was straight up on point really brought a layer to the game that would have made it feel incomplete without it. The team is to be commended for their efforts here, as all the performances were delivered exactly as you would want and expect them to be, which added a very nice touch and flavor to the game. Now, bear in mind though that this is an episodic game, and the first episode weighs in at around 1 to 2 hours depending. Also, there is a general lack of replayability to games of this type, as you pretty much discover everything on your first playthrough. However, it is an experience worth having if you're an adult, and is a game that I would consider a must-own for younger audiences. Now, with a unique and entertaining cast of characters, a fun alternate world for those characters, meaningful story, and excellent voice acting, I ended up enjoying my time with this game, and I actually got frustrated when I hit the end and realized I'd have to wait for more. Done true to style of the cartoons of the 80s and 90s, I can't wait to see what Deceptive Games has in store for Episode 2. Now, Chapter 1 of the Secret Monster Society, titled Monsters, Fires, and Forbidden Forests, releases on Steam Thursday the 28th, and while I don't have firm pricing from the developers as yet, I will be sure to annotate that somewhere on the screen once I have a firm number. However, they assure me it was going to be somewhere around $5 or less for the first installment of this episodic game. So this has been a look at Monsters, Fires, and Forbidden Forests, the first installment in the Secret Monster Society. Thank you again for watching. Please don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. My channel only grows if you help it to, so please give it all the help you can. Once again, I am SidAlpha, and I will see you next time. Hi there, boys and girls. Thanks for checking my video out. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button and maybe even that subscribe button. Trust me, it works really good. Don't forget to share with your friends, and if you're interested in following me on Twitter and Facebook, the links for that are in the description down below. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in helping to support the growth of my channel, and the link for that is down below as well. And once again, thanks for watching and supporting my channel, guys. I really appreciate it.